Hola, ¿cómo estamos? Hello friends, welcome to this session of Learning Spanish. In the last session, we have learned how to describe one's house and also the locality. We have also learned some expressions that are used to describe your house. For example, dar a, mirar hacia, etc. When we think of our house, we also think of our family too. Family is an universal concept and an important one. Well, in today's lesson, you will learn how to speak about one's family and the various other relationships related to family. We'll first look at this conversation between Anand and Juan, our dear friends. Anand says, "Hola Juan, ¿qué tal?" Hola Anand, yo bien. Mi familia está aquí para las vacaciones. ¡Qué bien! Dime algo de tu familia, Anand tells Juan. Juan explains about his family. Pues, Anand, tengo mis padres, mi hermana y yo. Mi hermana Teresa es mayor y está casada. Ella vive en el pueblo con su marido. Mi cuñado se llama Jesús. Ellos tienen 2 hijos. Mis sobrinos se llaman Diego y Pedro. Y tenemos un gato y un perrito también. ¿Y tú, Anand? ¿Cuántos hermanos tienes tú? Mi familia es bastante grande. Yo vivo con mis padres, mis abuelos, mi tío y mi tía. Ellos tienen un hijo y una hija. Mi primo se llama Ravi y mi prima Rashmi. ¿No tienes hermanos, Anand? Anand says, no, Juan, soy el hijo único. Vale. Firstly, we can all understand that this conversation is happening between 2 friends or classmates, Anand and Juan. They are both talking about their families and the various relationships related to it. Juan says that his family comprises of his parents and sister. His sister is married, she lives with her husband, and he has 2 nephews. To talk about marital status, mi hermana está casada. In questioning, you ask, ¿está usted casado? ¿Está usted casado? Are you married? In formal conversations. And in informal conversations, you ask, ¿estás tú casado? ¿Estás tú casado? Now, casado or casada change according to the gender. And if you're asking a girl, you ask, ¿estás casada? ¿Estás casada? And if you're asking a male person, you ask, ¿estás casado? And to talk about the different statuses of marital condition of a person, you answer saying, estoy casado. Estoy casado, I am married. Soy soltero. Soy soltero, I am single. Estoy separado. Estoy separado, I am separated. Or estoy divorciado. Estar divorciado o divorciada is to be divorced. Or you also have es viudo. Pablo es viudo. Pablo is a widower. You require to learn these because these are important in filling up forms, especially in passports or any documents about your personal identity. While Juan's family is small, Anand's is a big one, where his parents live with his grandparents, his uncle and aunt. His uncle and aunt have 2 children. So Ravi and Rashmi are Anand's cousins. Talking of family, you surely must have heard of the term family tree. It is the biological mapping of one's family. The family tree is called árbol genealógico. Árbol genealógico. And you can see how an árbol genealógico typically looks like, and try doing this with your family, and I'm sure you're going to have some fun. So now let's see Juan talks to us about his family. Juan shows the picture of his family where his parents, his sister and brother-in-law are there along with his nephews. You can also see their pets, the dog and the cats in the picture. This is how Juan is introducing his family. Esta es mi familia. Son mis padres. Mi papá se llama Roberto y madre Ana. Mi padre tiene 55 años y mi mamá 50 años. Tengo unos abuelos. Mis abuelos viven en el pueblo. Tengo una hermana mayor. Ella se llama Teresa y está casada. Tiene 24 años. Vive en un pueblo cerca del mío. Mi cuñado se llama Jesús. Él tiene 26 años. Ellos, mi hermana y mi cuñado, tienen 2 hijos, Diego y Pedro. Diego es el mayor y tiene 5 años. Pedro es pequeño y tiene 2 años. Y claro, tenemos 2 animales en mi familia. Mi gato, Mira, y mi perro, Roxy. Son muy amables y nunca pelean. That is, they never fight with each other. Somos una familia nuclear. Somos una familia nuclear. We are a nuclear family. You can see that from the description that Juan has given. He has his parents and his sister and 2 nephews, among which Diego es el mayor. Es el mayor. El mayor is the eldest. Suppose if you want to say I am the eldest, you say yo soy el mayor. And if it's a girl saying that I am the eldest daughter, she says yo soy la mayor. And the youngest is el menor. The youngest el menor or la menor, depending on the gender. Okay friends, while you saw Juan speak about his family, let's now look at what Anand says to us of his. Anand shows the picture of his family. Mira Juan, aquí es mi familia. Primero, mis abuelos. Son ancianos y están sentados en el centro. Mi abuelo se llama Ram Prasad y tiene 70 años. Es agricultor. Su esposa, es decir, mi abuela, Chandra tiene 65 años. Luego, mis padres, mi papá se llama Prakash y él cuenta con 45 años. Mi madre, Aruna, tiene 40 años. ¿Ves la mujer en el sari rojo? Pues es mi tía, Ritu. Su esposo, mi tío, se llama Bharat y él tiene 42 años. Mi tía Ritu tiene 39 años. Mis primos que están sentados en el suelo se llaman Ravi y Rashmi. Ravi es de 8 años y Rashmi tiene 6 años. Somos una familia feliz. Somos una familia feliz. We are a happy family. Let us now go back to the conversation we saw at the beginning between Anand and Juan and see the structures to talk about family. Later, we shall look at the chart to understand the various family relationships. You will come across most of the vocabulary used in it along with the English equivalent. When we speak of family, that is mi familia, we can use the verb I plus the number of miembros. You can say, en mi familia hay 6 miembros. There are 6 members. And suppose you want to say that I have grandparents or I have brothers, sisters, whatever, you say tengo, the verb tener, tengo abuelos, tengo hermanos menores, I have younger brothers. No tengo abuelas, I don't have grandmothers. Abuelo, grandfather, abuela, grandmother. And you have also seen the expression está casado, está casada, soy soltero, I am single, soy soltera, tener novio o tener novia, that is, ¿tienes novio o tienes novia is another question asked in Hispanic culture. It is to have a girlfriend, novia, or a boyfriend, novio. So, it's very common that this question is asked among friends in Hispanic culture. ¿Tienes novio o tienes novia? Then you have cuantos and the different relationships, that is, ¿cuántos hermanos tienes tú? ¿Cuántos hermanos tienes tú? How many brothers and sisters do you have? Now, hermanos is a little ambiguous because it can refer to brothers and sisters together or it can only refer to brothers. You can specify that in your conversation. If you want to say, yo tengo dos hermanos, it can mean I have a brother and a sister. It can also mean I have 2 brothers. But then you ask very categorically, ¿tienes hermanas? Do you have sisters? Sí, tengo una. Yes, I have one. Or if you don't have any, you say, no tengo ninguna. I have none. I don't have any. So, you have learned different ways of asking about members of a family. Now, some more information that often goes with it is se llama. Se llama, his or her name is, tiene tantos años, tiene, he or she has so many years or such and such years old. Chicos, let's learn how to talk about age. You already learned that we use the verb tener in Spanish, right? Tener plus años. There are two other ways to tell or ask how old you are. They are using the verb ser, like you say, Yo soy de 20 años. That is, I am 20-year-old. Yo tengo 20 años o yo soy de 20 años. Mi hermana es de 15 años. My sister is 15 years old. Now, this is another way of asking using the verb contar. Mi prima cuenta con 8 años. Mi sobrino cuenta con 6 años. The last two options, that is with the verb ser and contar, are preferably used to tell one's age, whereas tener is used both for telling and asking one's age. Now, here are some relationships and their equivalents in English. In our Indian culture, the relationships are different in terms of the paternal and maternal sides, and therefore has different nomenclature for mother sister and father sister. In Spanish, they are just uncles and aunts. They are tíos and tías. We may not find equivalents in Spanish to all our relationships. Nevertheless, here are some common ones. You can take a look at this. Let's now borrow a question from the conversation we saw at the beginning of the lesson between Anand and Juan. ¿Cuántos hermanos tienes tú? It is asking how many brothers do you have. The word cuántos belong to a set of expressions called the interrogativos, that is, interrogatives. In Spanish and in English, the interrogatives are expressions used to frame questions. Let us look at these interrogatives. In Spanish, some of them you already know very well. ¿Quién? ¿Quién es? ¿Quién? Who? ¿Quién es? Who is it? ¿Qué? ¿Qué? ¿Qué es? What is it? ¿Cuándo? ¿Cuándo es la fiesta? When is the party? ¿Dónde está Juan? ¿Dónde? Where? ¿Dónde está Juan? Where is Juan? ¿A dónde? Where to? ¿A dónde vas tú por las tardes? Where do you go in the evenings? ¿Cómo? ¿Cómo is how? ¿Cómo te llamas? How do you call yourself? Or ¿cómo estás? How are you? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué as a question? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué estudias español? Why are you studying Spanish? Or ¿cuál? ¿Cuál? Which? Which one is cuál? And cuáles, which are the ones? ¿Cuánto is how much? ¿Cuánto? You have cuántos and cuántas, so on and so forth. Please note that the interrogatives have an accent on them. We must observe that cuánto changes its form depending on the number and the gender of the object. Here are some conversations using the interrogatives to understand the concept better. ¿Cuánta gente hay en el salón? ¿Cuánta gente hay en el salón? How many people are there in the hall? No hay mucha gente, solo hay unos chicos. There aren't many people, only some boys. ¿Cuántos amigos tienes, Anand? ¿Cuántos amigos tienes, Anand? How many friends do you have, Anand? No muchos, solo unos 4, 5. Solo unos 4, 5. I have around 4-5 friends. Yo soy muy tímido. Yo soy muy tímido. Tímido, timid. If we look at the dialogues, we notice that the words mucha, muchos and muy in response to the question cuánto, cuánta, cuántos and cuántas. These are quantifiers. As the word suggests, they help us express the quantity and are followed by nouns, adjectives and adverbs. Let us look at the statement from Anand. Yo tengo muchos primos. Somos una familia grandísima. Mis primos son demasiado divertidos. Ninguno de ellos es introvertido. If you have noticed, Anand saying muchos primos, demasiado divertidos, ninguno. They are the quantifiers in Spanish. You can use them not only with respect to relationships but also with other nouns and adverbs in our day-to-day conversations. You can check how they differ with respect to gender and number in the lesson later. Chicos. Now, here is the conversation between our friend Su and su amigo Abdul. Are you thinking I have repeated the word Su? No, friends. While the first Su is the name of the Chinese girl, the second Su means her, the possessive her. In this case, su amigo is her friend. Now, here is the conversation. Su tells Abdul, Hola Abdul, ¿cuándo es tu cumple? ¿Cuándo es tu cumple? Abdul replies, Hola, mi cumple es mañana, el 1 de marzo. ¿Y el tuyo? And Su replies, Pues el mío es en abril, el 15. And Abdul reacts, ¡Qué bien! Mi madre también tiene su cumple en abril. El suyo es 10. We are generally like to have things, people belonging or related to us, isn't it? That's why we say mi madre, my mother, tu coche, your car, su amigo, his or her friend. These are possessives. The possessives in simple terms are used before the noun. That is, to talk about the relation with a certain person or possession of a certain object. I am sure that we have learnt how to introduce ourselves. We did come across sentences like Esta es mi madre. Esta es mi madre. This is my mother. Este es mi hermano. This is my brother. It is the same kind of possessive that is used to speak about relationship. Let us look at another conversation that has the usage of possessive. The conversation is between Anand and Zoya, una compañera de clase. Anand says, Hola Zoya, ¿a qué hora empieza nuestra clase de español? Mi reloj no funciona. Zoya says, Claro Anand, la clase empieza a las 6 de la tarde y el señor Jorge es nuestro profesor. Vale, pues, ¿vamos en mi moto? No, Anand, vamos en mi coche. También viene Abdul. Su moto está roto. Anand, vale, vamos. Como vemos, chicos, we are seeing two versions of the same word, nuestro nuestra. The possessives are of two kinds, one which acts like an adjective and the other before the person or object. Except in the case of nouns, nosotros and vosotros, these possessives do not change according to number and gender. They change according to number and not gender in other contexts. Let us understand this through a table. So, for you say I, you say my. So, mi hermano is my brother and mis hermanos are my brothers. So, you have me for singular and mis for plural. Similarly, tu for singular and tus for plural. So, here in the second person you will see that there are tu given both as subject pronoun and also as an adjective possessive. The adjective possessive, like tu padre, your father, does not carry an accent, whereas the tu subject pronoun carries an accent. So, tu padre doesn't have an accent, whereas y tu and you will have an accent. Remember that. Su libro is his book, her book or your book, and sus libros or sus pendientes. Nosotros is we and nosotras is also we. Similarly, you have nuestro for masculine singular, nuestra, nuestros and nuestras. Similarly, you have vuestro, vuestra, vuestros and vuestras. And the third person plural is su and sus. In the conversation above, we have not just seen words like me, tus, but also mío, suyo. Now, these are the pronoun possessives, pronombres posesivos, that is possessive pronouns, mío, mía, etc. Now, this is a small conversation between Juhi and Kiran. Kiran, ¿es tu bolsa? And Kiran says, no, Juhi, no es mía. ¿Y este boli? ¿Dónde está? Zubair, ¿es su boli? No. Sí, es suyo. Yes, it is his. Now, do you see the possessives mío, tuyo, suyo are replacing the nouns here, and therefore we have clearly explained here the different pronoun possessives and adjective possessives. So, please go through them in detail and practice them. So, my dear amigos, to conclude, we have in this lesson today learnt how to speak in detail about our family, relations, the vocabulary related to the same. The lesson facilitates the learning of the use of quantifiers to speak of cuantos, how many, some interrogatives, possessive pronouns, adjective possessives, etc. So, I hope you have enjoyed the lesson today with more in store. See you later. Hasta luego. Adiós. Gracias.